The Yuba County Five case is one of America's most baffling mysteries, capturing the attention of the nation for decades. In 1978, 5 men vanished under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind a trail of questions and heartbreak. They were last seen in Chico, California. The men, all friends, had a close bond and shared many interests. They had gone to watch a basketball game, an event they had been eagerly anticipating for weeks. But they never made it back home that night, leaving their families in a state of panic and confusion. Days later, their abandoned car was found in a desolate rural area, far from their intended route. It was discovered in a remote area, surrounded by dense forests and rugged terrain. The car was miles from their planned route, raising more questions than answers about their final movements. The case has puzzled investigators for decades, with each new piece of evidence only deepening the mystery. As time passed, the mystery only grew more complex, with theories ranging from foul play to tragic accidents. 4 bodies were eventually recovered, found in the rugged wilderness after extensive search efforts. They were discovered in the harsh and unforgiving terrain, but 1 man remained missing, adding to the enigma. The cause of death for the 4 men was unclear, with autopsies providing little insight into what truly happened. Theories abound from abduction to exposure, but concrete answers remain elusive, leaving room for speculation. The Yuba County 5K stands as a chilling reminder of how some mysteries can haunt us for generations. Some mysteries may never be solved, leaving us to wonder and search for answers that may never come. The men who disappeared were known as the Yuba County Five. This group of friends shared a unique bond, united by their common challenges and their participation in community activities. They were all from Yuba City, California, a small close-knit community where everyone knew each other. The city with its serene landscapes and friendly neighborhoods was their home. Each man had intellectual disabilities, which made their bond even stronger. They supported each other through thick and thin, understanding each other's struggles and triumphs. They were all part of a group called Gateway Project, a program designed to help adults with disabilities integrate into society and lead fulfilling lives. This program helped adults with disabilities by providing them with educational opportunities, social activities, and a sense of belonging. It was a lifeline for many, including the Yuba County Five. The men were well liked in their community. They participated in various events and were known for their friendly and approachable nature. The 5 men were Gary Mathias, Ted Dwyer, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, and Jack Hewitt. Each had their own unique personality and story. Gary Mathias was considered the most vulnerable. He had a history of mental health issues and was on medication to manage his condition. He had a low IQ and was easily confused, often relying on his friends for support and guidance. Ted Dwyer was the oldest. He was a gentle giant, known for his kind heart and protective nature towards his friends. He was a gentle giant, always ready to lend a helping hand and offer a comforting presence. Jack Madruga was quiet and kept to himself. Despite his reserved nature, he was deeply loyal to his friends and valued their companionship. Bill Sterling was friendly and outgoing. He had a knack for making people laugh and was often the life of the party. Jack Hewitt was the youngest. His youthful energy and sense of humor made him a beloved member of the group. He was known for his sense of humor, always ready with a joke or a funny story to lift everyone's spirits. On February 24, 1978, the 5 men set off for Chico. It was a Friday night. They were excited to see a basketball game. They piled into Jack Hewitt's car. It was a blue Mercury Montego. They drove the familiar route to Chico. They had made the trip many times before. The men watched the game. They cheered for their team. Afterward, they stopped at a local drugstore. They bought snacks and drinks for the drive home. They left the drugstore around 10 p.m. They were never seen again. Section 4. A Trail of Questions. The families of the missing men grew increasingly worried as days passed with no word. Their loved ones hadn't come home and the silence was deafening. They contacted the police hoping for any news. The police were alerted and an investigation was launched. The empty homes echoed with the absence of the men and the phone lines buzzed with frantic calls. The community was on edge. A search began for the Yuba County Five. Volunteers and officers combed through the dense forest, their hopes dwindling as days turned into weeks. The vast wilderness seemed to swallow their efforts. Despite the growing despair, the families clung to hope. They gathered, shared stories, and prayed for a miracle. Every day without news was a test of their faith and resilience. Then, a break in the case. The news spread quickly, igniting a mix of relief and anxiety. What had been discovered? Was it good news or bad? A forestry worker stumbled upon something unexpected deep in the woods. It was the missing men's car, a blue Mercury parked on an isolated road. The blue Mercury was found on a remote, desolate road far from any main routes. It was a puzzling discovery that only deepened the mystery. The car was located high in the Plumas National Forest, an area known for its rugged terrain and dense foliage. It was an unlikely place for the men to be. This was far from their intended route. The car was locked, and there were no immediate signs of struggle or distress. It was as if they had simply vanished. The car was in good condition, with no visible damage. Inside, everything seemed normal, almost untouched. It was as if the men had just stepped out for a moment. The snacks were still inside, uneaten. This small detail added to the confusion. Why would they leave their food behind if they were planning to return soon? The discovery raised more questions than answers. Why were they there? Where had they gone? The mystery of the Yuba County Five had only deepened, leaving everyone searching for clues and answers. Section 5. Lost and Never Found. The discovery of the car sparked a massive search. Hundreds of volunteers joined. They scoured the rugged terrain. The area was dense with trees. The search was hampered by heavy snow. Months passed with no sign of the men. Then, a grim discovery. In June 1978, a hiker found Ted Wyer's body. It was about 11 miles from the car. His body was inside a trailer. The trailer was stocked with food and supplies. Ted had starved to death. Why hadn't he used the supplies? The mystery deepened.